This time, I'm returning to see a couple who've endured an epic battle to transform an imposing brick water tower into a family home.
He's gone crazy, he's bought a tower.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's
midlife crisis.
It wasn't quite finished the last time I visited, but they finally pulled off one of the most impressive restoration projects I've ever seen.
You must be chuffed to bits.
Here we are.
Yeah, pleased with it, yes.
Yeah. Exhausted, but pleased, yeah.
I first visited the rolling hills and natural springs of North Yorkshire 3 years ago. Just outside the historic spa town of Harrogate, perched on a hill above the suburb of Pannal and hidden in a copse of trees, Carol and Majid Nadri had just bought this abandoned water tower. With 3 grown-up daughters now making their own way in life and money from the sale of another property, they were ready for an ambitious midlife adventure.
Well, we were looking for something different. You can't get any more different than this.
We've done some properties in our time. This is the first time we've taken a really big risk on our own home. But that's what we said we had to do, you know, to do something really special.
Although Carol was surprised by how bold Majid became in the auction.
The scariest bit was actually in the auction room. Majid was bidding and I was just thinking, at what point do it? Is he just getting carried away with himself? Is he thinking it through and will I have to get hold of his arm and stop him?
We managed to just get it at 202,000.
We got the bid, so here we are.
Oh my word. This is it. Look at that.
You can see why romantic buildings often inspire people to make emotional instead of rational decisions. This is a huge challenge, and I can't wait to meet the people who've taken it on.
Majid.
Nice to see you.
Hi, I'm George. Nice to meet you. Hi, Carol.
Hi, George.
How are
How do you do?
You are super lucky. Super
mad.
lucky.
Yes.
Oh, mad. Oh, mad, yeah. Most people who take on restoration projects say that, to be honest with you. So what sort of house do you live in now?
A bungalow.
You live in a bungalow.
25 years in a bungalow.
And now it's going to be 3 flights of stairs to go to bed.
You haven't been upstairs for 25 years, and then you've bought a water tower that high in the middle of the landscape. That's brilliant. What did you think of the building, Carol, when you first came to see it?
I just thought, I wasn't impressed with the building at all to begin with, to be fair. How could that possibly be a house? But it grew on me very, very quickly because the location is just so amazing. It's just so beautiful.
It's the setting that really sold it to me.
Tell you what, it's a bit like a jungle at the minute, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. It's quite a bit
I've
of
been
all of
stung about 40 times by the nettles. But in terms of planning permission, you know, to get this converted into a home, where are you at with that? What's the situation?
We have got planning permission to change the actual inside to make it into a 3 stories and a mezzanine.
I can't imagine there's much light in there because I can't see any windows on the outside. Oh, look at that, amazing. You've got all the kit in there.
Yes.
You've got a nice big hole there with a pipe in.
Yes.
It's fantastic that this is still in place. That would have been turning away right down to the well at the very bottom, pumping up all that water. I mean, it's a bit of an odd one to have in a house.
It's in the middle of my kitchen.
It's in the middle of your kitchen. I mean, that is absolutely amazing.
The sole purpose of this building was to pump water out of a natural spring to supply mains water to a nearby village. A diesel pump pushed the water up from a borehole to the tank. At this height, gravity would provide the water pressure that sent it downhill to the village 2 miles away. This local landmark has left Carol and Majid some unusual fixtures and fittings to decide what to do with.
This will look so good in the garden though, won't it?
So you're going to take this out as a
Yeah,
garden
I
feature?
think this should be a garden feature.
Are you going to keep the well there, though?
No, because what was the point of keeping the well there?
Oh, it's a decent wine cellar, that.
Yeah.
We said that we could light the edges.
You should light the edges, put a little glass top on there.
Film of a hoist. Hoist your wines up and down there.
That is amazing.
Throughout the restoration, children's nursery owners Carol and Majid will be living in their bungalow 10 miles away. They've given the project a year and a budget of £300,000, made up of savings and money from the sale of another property. But just as they're finalising their designs, A quirk of British planning law brings it all to a shuddering halt. 11 months since they bought the tower, they're forbidden from starting building work. Although Carol and Majid own the 1.5 acres surrounding the tower, part of the track from the main road is owned by Harrogate Council. They can't develop their project without first buying the right to use the track for access. They didn't account for the fact that it's often a costly legal process to buy access, which is why these crucial stretches of land are known as ransom strips. To find out why a landowner can legally hold up a development, I've arranged to meet solicitor Farhana Shahzadi at the Inner Temple in London.
I mean, it kind of sounds to me like it's a mild form of blackmail. Would that be fair to say?
I think it's a very good question, and it must seem like blackmail to a lot of developers. But in the case of Carol and Margaret, in fact, it's worth remembering that the local council is a public body and it has a statutory duty not to dissipate assets or to give away land.
Right, okay.
So they have to extract a charge in order to make sure that they are accountable to the taxpayer.
How do they put a value on that? How do you kind of quantify how much it's worth?
It's called the ransom price. And broadly speaking, it's a 1/3 increase in the value of the development land. That's substantial.
1/3?
Yeah, it's massive.
1/3 of the increase once it's developed?
Absolutely.
It's actually quite a substantial
It
increase
is.
in cost.
Absolutely. So it's, caveat emptor, buyer beware. You have to know what you're dealing with before you develop your land or buy your land.
The increased value from converting our tower into a habitable home means that the cost of Carol and Majid's ransom strip is a staggering £70,000.
I think if we'd have known how much we were at risk, it might have potentially changed our mind, because the difference between able to progress your project and not progress it at all is very frightening.
Frustratingly for them, it's taken a year of access negotiations and almost a quarter of their restoration budget just to get to the starting line.
Good morning.
Hi.
It's been ages.
It's taken longer for us.
You're right.
Good,
Good
thank
to
you.
see you, George.
How are you?
Fine.
So you own it now, yeah?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
It's all finished.
It's definitely
and dusted.
yours.
It's all done and
I'm not going to
dusted.
get shot by some landowner for
No,
trespassing
no,
across
no.
their
No,
land.
our bank balance tells us we own it.
Carol and Majid are now left with just £230,000 to complete the build. But at least they've got the green light on site.
It's great that everything started today, though. It's fantastic. Boys working inside, look at that.
They've started to open up the original ground floor windows and cut the new double height ones. And I'm delighted that after making some planning amendments, the old water tank is allowed to stay. Everyone's eager to get a more detailed view of its condition, in spite of Majid's fear of heights.
You don't have to do it. I'm just
No.
forcing you to.
Yeah, okay, okay. Fine, we'll go along with that, yeah.
But if you get scared, just say and we'll come back down.
Okay.
It's the big hat on the top of the building. But even seeing it like this, with all the rust and all the detailing on there,
Yeah.
that's why this building's here. You're not saying very much,
Is it
I don't
amazing?
blame you. It's holding on for his dear life.
This tank would have held 25,000 gallons of water, enough to supply over 90 houses.
Look at that canopy now. Oh, it's knackered.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I think if all that corrugated sheeting comes off
Yeah.
and all that timber
Take
comes
all
off the
that
top
off.
of there,
Yeah.
and then clean it all up, that'd
Yeah.
be fantastic.
For me, the tank is the feature that gives this building its character. But if Carol and Majid want to keep it, a structural engineer will have to give it the once-over to see if it can be a viable part of their home. As for the tower itself, with the new openings formed, we can finally appreciate what Carol and Majid have to play with.
Oh, this is amazing, isn't it? What a space.
And with the pumping machinery removed, the heart of the tower is laid bare, revealing the original water borehole that tapped into the natural spring.
This is big.
Whoa!
There you go.
Oh wow!
Oh, you've got to keep that somehow.
Well, it's under my cooker.
It's under your cooker. I'd put a glass panel over the top
Yeah.
of it. I'd try and design the kitchen to work around it.
Yeah.
Choosing whether or not to retain a borehole is a design decision that few homeowners expect to be confronted with. But that's the magic of restoring such a fantastic piece of municipal engineering. The builders are well underway with another key feature. The ground floor is getting its windows back. And it's a pleasure to lend a hand. Thankfully, the original windows are much easier to knock through than the new double height ones.
There you go. Sorted.
3 months later, Carol, Majid and their 3 daughters are on site. Having hoped to have moved into their new home, they're now almost a year and a half behind schedule. On top of the legal delays, the couple's decision to keep the tank means urgent structural repairs will set them back even further.
This was the bit that nobody knew what was here and what was happening to it. Now it's a battle to see if we can save it.
We thought because there's no water in it, it now must be pretty safe because there's nothing pushing, but apparently the wind is so strong that we have to reinforce it. There isn't a lot of metal cutting to do. They've got to cut the metal joists out to make the openings.
Well, yeah, a lot of work just up here.
The water tank needs an entirely new steel cage to make it part of their new home. That will cost an extra £50,000, but I believe it's money well worth investing. Finally, the floors are in and the old water tank is now structurally sound. But they've spent £170,000 of their £300,000 budget, and they're not even wind and watertight.
I know this has been a massive extra expense keeping the tank, but if this was gone, imagine what you would have lost.
Amazing.
It's
Call
going
it a
to
think
be-
tank, don't we?
I would call it the money tank, to be honest.
I hope Carol agrees that the high costs of getting the bones of the building right is money well spent.
I dread to ask this question, really, but how's the money going now that you've done all this additional work?
It's probably added a good 20% to the actual project.
20% of your original budget. What was your original budget?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's probably good that you've forgotten that. And how's Majid doing? You seem relatively calm for what is an ambitious restoration project.
Outwardly calm, inwardly challenged.
Where Carol and Majid's kitchen is designed to go are the remains of the water tower's old pumping system. 2 of the original wells are to be filled in. But as Carol and Majid have decided to retain the original borehole as a feature, it needs a health check.
I tell you what, it's cold. It's so well built, you know. It's one of the most amazing pieces of engineering I think I've ever seen. The curving of the brickwork's fantastic. The bricks themselves are rock solid.
I take my hat off to those builders and engineers. They had to dig down more than 100 feet to collect the natural water supply.
What a feat of engineering, just to build this.
It's a mystery why something this carefully built in the 1930s would be abandoned by 1960. To look for clues, I'm heading to the nearby farming village that the tower supplied water to, Kirkby Overblow. I'm meeting local historian Malcolm Neeson to find out why the tower's life was short-lived.
What would they have done before the water tower was built?
Well, they did what most of the other communities throughout the country did. They relied on their local natural resources, artesian wells, often dug in the back gardens or in the village green, and they drew their waters from that.
In the 1930s, the country was heading into the Great Depression, with record levels of poverty and unemployment. With money in such short supply, there must have been a serious need for a village of just 300 people to gain an expensive new water tower.
So why would a small rural community like this stop using natural springs and wells?
It was the old problem of pollution, mostly from ground sources, and there seem to have been two principal causes for that. One being the overflow from the agricultural fields with the use of pesticides, that kind of thing, and manure, of course. And the other would be just the growing pollution from local residences as they expanded. More population, more pollution.
Even 100 years after cholera took hold in Britain in 1832, sanitation was still very basic. So there was a definite need for small but growing rural communities like Kirkby Overblow to obtain clean drinking water from further afield.
We suspect that our water tower was built around the 1930s. Do you know much about it and how long it was actually in use for?
There's not a great deal we've been able to find out about that, but certainly the population here in, say, 1929, 1930 had about a 40% connection with a good supply of water. But after the tower was built, the census shows that it increased to something like 70%. So it had a real impact on the community.
Although our tower almost doubled the number of houses that received running water, it struggled to keep up with 20th century demands on its own.
Well, I think it was a great success at first, but eventually the community seems to have found that the pressure wasn't all that they'd hoped. So gradually the feeling built up that Harrogate Corporation should extend its supply of water to this area.
Nobody knew water better than neighbouring Harrogate. Its fortunes had been built on its famous spa water over hundreds of years, attracting everyone from Lord Byron to the Tsarina of Russia. Victorian ingenuity built wide-ranging infrastructure to manage Harrogate's valuable resource. Its water mains network reached Kirkby Overblow in 1943. So by the late 50s, after only 3 decades of service, our lovingly built water tower had been sidelined. From the outside, this might look complete, but there's a whole host of problems underneath the surface. Frustratingly for Carol and Majid, just as the windows are finally in, it's another case of 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
The only one thing is they're going to have to take that window back out because they need to get some steel in. They've got to do some additional work.
The structural engineer has been looking at some a little bit of perforation on the steel supports for the tank.
Yeah.
The steels are corroded at the ends, and as they cleaned it, they found more and more corrosion. So they said, right, we need to put more steel in to support it. It was a bit of a shock at this stage, but then, you know, you can't change it, you've got to do it. You've got to put the steel in, so...
But that's extra money and extra time, isn't it?
Exactly.
Thousands.
These needs to...
Thousands.
It'd be substantial.
At this stage of the build, unexpected structural costs are a heavy blow to the budget. Extra steels are going to add £20,000 to the £250,000 they've already spent. And money isn't the only issue. There's still no planning decision about their extension. Until then, they can't fit out the ground floor because they don't know where their utilities will go.
We're sort of stuck at the stage where we need to know where heat pumps go and everything else. Unless we have some confirmation of that, we can't really push forward with the rest of it. So
Yeah, because if you don't get planning for this, for any
then we have
reason,
to rearrange.
you've got to put them in there,
yeah,
which means you're changing everything. Pipe runs, utility rooms, the lot.
That's right.
So it is reaching that stage,
And
actually,
they're more or less...
where it's affecting this main build, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want
Needs
that.
to- No. We need to know one way or the other.
Three months later than expected, council planners are finally ready to hear Carol and Majid's case for their extension. The hearing takes 4 hours.
We got there. and,
Unanimous?
Because we never felt it should have gone to all this. For what we were doing there, right from start, we never thought it warranted all this 3 months of hanging about, expense, time, effort, for something that was so obvious. Common sense prevailed at the end.
But they're not completely out of the woods yet. They may have secured planning permission for their extension, but they've been dealt yet another hammer blow. Their previous £70,000 ransom fee will now have to be renegotiated.
There's a covenant on it that we have to pay more if you develop it further. So that means we have to pay more when we build an extension. So that's where we are. We need to go back and agree a figure with them.
You just got me being excited about the planning permission, actually. I just remembered it might cost, well, it will cost us some more money.
That's how it works, apparently. Fingers crossed. If there's anything left to do the rest of it.
It's been an exhausting journey. Just to get to this stage has taken 2.5 years, and it's still not finished. But now they've had their extension signed off and finalised the layout of the ground floor, how far off is this project from finally becoming their home?
Roger, how are you?
George,
On a cold, windy, blustery day.
While parts of the exterior look finished, I can see it's still a work in progress.
Even on a windy day, it looks beautiful. Really small.
Around the back of the tower, the rear extension is ready to go up, once they've negotiated a new fee for access. On the ground floor of the tower, the kitchen will have to remain unfinished until it's weather tight.
Well, you can understand why you're not finished inside, because you need to get that extension built, don't you?
Yeah, we need to be watertight now.
Go ahead, Ben, after you.
Once the extension is built, stairs will lead from the ground floor to a mezzanine seating area. Soon there'll also be a lift for the floors above.
So much easier.
That's easier than the ladders.
A lot easier.
Much easier.
The second floor will house a bedroom for Carol and Majid's youngest daughter, Roya, and another for guests.
Oh, this is a bit more like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plasterboard on the walls, first fix electrics,
Yeah.
wind and water tight up here.
Yes, it's moved on a little bit
It's
more.
good you haven't got a bath in there, look at that. Still in its wrapping, mind.
Although the house is far from complete, Carol and Majid have a surprise for me. To keep up momentum, they've been busy working on their new home from the top down. The third floor is now taken up by their huge master bedroom suite in the treetops.
Oh, what a difference. Look at that. The contrast between this and downstairs is mind-boggling.
It's a bit of a, let's see how it could be.
Yeah, it's changed.
Encourages a little bit.
I think it's really nice. Really, really lovely. If this is a hint of what you're going to do through the rest of the building, it's going to be stunningly beautiful when it's finished.
But I'm more intrigued to see what they've done with the tank. I was concerned that by encouraging them to keep it, it had caused extra costs and delays. But Carol and Majid were on board from the start, so I hope it lives up to everyone's expectations.
I can't quite believe it. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at the room you've got up here now. This is what this building's all about. The tank was its whole reason for being here.
Exactly.
Whole reason why the building was built.
Yeah.
To have lost it would have been madness, I think.
When you're here and you see the kites flying and they actually come over the top, and you can actually looking up at the kites as they hover over it.
Beautiful. You should be well proud. You've saved a bit of history.
This restoration has been challenging for the whole family. Initially, their 3 daughters thought this was a midlife crisis, but today, seeing the tank for the first time, they can begin to share in their parents' vision for the family home.
I can't quite do it. Is this really? It's bizarre, yeah. It's gorgeous. We were worried for a little bit, weren't we?
Yeah.
What's it done?
They rang and said, oh, we've bought a tower. I'm like, what kind of tower?
Yeah.
Oh, a tower, we're going to live in it. But we live in a bungalow.
From what I've seen today, Carol and Majid are clearly capable of giving this once abandoned tower the high standard of finish it deserves. With winter over, they begin building their long-awaited extension, which will provide extra living space and storage. But at this stage of a build, maintaining your drive is hard when you've been challenged both emotionally and financially. I just hope they can persevere through the last stretch of this epic project. 3 years ago, Carol and Majid Nadri took a leap of faith when they bought an abandoned water tower at auction. After fighting a long and grueling battle to restore the tower, I'm returning to see if they finally pulled it off.
And we've got a sign that says, warning, building unsafe, do not enter. I don't think they need that anymore. Good morning.
Hi.
What a thing of beauty. So
Good
lovely
to see you.
Fantastic. Hello, Majid. I'll tell you what, you have done something very, very special.
Thank you.
This is looking brilliant. Really good. You know what, standing here now, I don't think there's a single thing you would do differently.
This water tower has been transformed from a municipal building into a 4-bedroom family home in the most beautiful setting. The new 2-storey extension is wrapped in metal cladding to reflect the industrial aesthetic of the tank, while the new windows literally reflect the surroundings.
I mean, even looking up there at that picture window, all you can see up there is trees. And you get lovely reflections even of the trees behind me here. Just reflecting trees everywhere. Beautiful. You must be chuffed to bits.
Here we are.
We are pleased with it, yes.
Yeah. Exhausted, but pleased, yeah.
Should we go inside?
Yeah.
Please
Come on,
do.
lead the way, home sweet home. After you. After you, Majid.
Thank you.
Now that is very, very smart indeed. It really is. It just does everything that you wanted it to do, doesn't it? Because it gives you that clean break between the old building and the new. I love the way that you've kept all the old brickwork.
We love the bricks, we really do. Yeah, and we haven't overly cleaned them or anything because you needed to keep them as they should be, so.
Yeah. And I love the way that when you've broken through and created these openings, you've left the bits of sill in.
Yeah.
The edges of the stone sill and the clean cut of the bricks. So smart. Old meeting new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great space. Really, really, really beautiful space. Works like a treat. Should we go on through?
Yeah, coming through.
Nice little dining area off there. This is the one that I cut through, wasn't it? This is where I
Yeah.
got the big
Yeah.
blade out and chopped through the brickwork. This is ridiculously beautiful. You've done a great job on this. What a space. Do you know what? You've got to think back, haven't you, to what this was really like at the beginning. A nice big hole there with a pipe.
3 years ago, this space was full of rubble and rusting machinery from the tower's past.
I'll tell you what, the rest of the space is just to die for, really. Wonderful, that, to put a wood-burning stove.
Yes, we managed to get that in that corner.
Belting out the heat. Your lift! How posh is that? And looking through the glass and seeing the old brickwork there behind in the corner, it's really cool. And I don't think I've ever said that about a residential lift before. But you know what I mean? Sometimes they just look a little bit naff.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
While the lift is a new addition, Carol and Majid have made clever use of many original features and materials.
Do you recognise the heart?
My word. They are panels from the tank.
Yeah,
On the top.
that's right.
That's genius. That is so cool.
And the windowsills to match.
Do you know what? I didn't even notice them. I was so busy looking at the rest of the space, I didn't even see that. Panels from the tank used as windowsills. They are rock hard, aren't they?
But the ultimate triumph when it comes to respecting the past lies beneath your feet in the kitchen.
That is a masterstroke. That is staggeringly brilliant. Honestly.
It took some doing that, but I think we're very pleased with the outcome.
I love the way you've done it. I love it.
The last time I saw this borehole, I was at the bottom of it.
It's one of the most amazing pieces of engineering I think I've ever seen. To have that as a feature in the middle of your kitchen.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any better than that on a restoration project. It really doesn't. Very clean, crisp piece of glass. Beautiful lighting around the top, directional lighting that's shining all the way down. You can even see the reflection of the lights right down in the bottom of the well in the water.
Yeah. Now all I have to do is persuade the girls to walk over it and wash the dishes.
They're going to be like this all the time.
They keep going around it.
It is quite a brave move, though, to take that step.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And just cut across it like that every
Yeah.
time that you want to get to the kitchen sink. I'll tell you what, you can't get a more dramatic approach to a kitchen sink than that, can you? You really can't. That is history, and celebrating history in every way. Fabulous.
Carol and Majid have been brave with their kitchen, going for a dark industrial look that wraps around the old well. A mezzanine floor sits above the living space, and although it's only one level up, the novelty of his new lift has definitely not worn off for Majid.
Here he comes. Look, this is hilarious. I love the fact that he's taking the lift and we're taking the stairs. Oh, there, mister. You all right? Hello. It's brilliant. Just wait till it stops.
It does actually work.
How nice is that?
Right.
That's really posh,
Save
isn't
my
it?
legs.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, and then when you get up here, it's a great space. I love this. To be able to stand up at this level and look down and see lift, wood burner. This double height space is beautiful. And that window, which is fabulous. When you're up at this level, you really feel connected to the surroundings even more, don't you?
Yeah.
Whichever direction that you turn and look in, you get little frame views of the landscape and the trees. I think it's magical. I really do. No balustrading, I noticed.
No, you'll get the phone call from building regs.
Still not in yet.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, is it really? Should we go through this way then?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your little
Go
first
see
floor?
the study.
It's brilliant. So you come. This has never existed before, has it? We've broken through
That's
the
the
first
new
floor
bit.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the new bit.
into this. What a great space! Look at that skylight. Do you know what? You even get a glimpse of the tank.
The
You can
tank
see
as
the,
well.
that's the beauty of it. You can see the old tower, because you can never see the tower when you're in the house, but from that position you can see it.
Do you see it? Okay, next level.
Next level.
Don't lead the way.
The next 2 floors provide the family sleeping accommodation. 3 spacious bedrooms and 2 bathrooms are now flooded with light from the new windows which were formed in the tower's original recesses.
And then, after seeing lots of wonderful levels of architecture, you get to the top and you're rewarded with this. It's beautiful. It literally is the restoration project that just keeps on giving. Unbelievable. It's so lovely to be up here, isn't it?
You get a lot of light up here, don't you?
Yeah.
Even standing here, I can see it outside
can see
there.
Yeah.
In the garden. Some of the kit from downstairs on the ground floor.
The views from the tank are incredible. On a clear day you can see York Minster. Many would have been put off by the scale of this project, but I'm thrilled that Carol and Majid never gave up.
What does it feel like being in it now? 3 years of hard graft.
It feels weird. It doesn't feel like it's ours, and it's been hard work, and we've done a lot more work towards the end because it became more things that we could do as well.
Once you get to this stage, then you think, well, was it worth it? And I think it was.
And so, when do you actually spend your first night here?
Today.
Tonight.
No way, tonight.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Weird.
Strange.
Strange, yeah. Yeah. Be like, I'm living on the building site. No, it's finished, done. This is ours now. You know, we can actually enjoy it.
And as a piece of architecture, I can honestly say it's one of the best restoration projects we've ever had. And I mean that.
That is a
Absolutely.
compliment.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, that really is, yeah.
You should be bloody proud of what you've done. You really should. It's a fantastic project.
Carol and Majid have not only created a stunning restoration project, but they've built a home for their 3 girls.
Mum walks around and goes, "Can you believe we live here?" She actually
tiptoes around the kitchen.
Yeah.
She's so cute. I think they're really happy that they waited and fought for the extension.
Yeah.
Because they've made it into a big family home now, so that
Yeah.
when we keep coming back and keep bringing friends and family
Yeah.
around, it was worth waiting an extra year for.
Yeah.
I think that's how we feel.
Definitely
Yeah.
worth the wait.
Yeah.
Definitely worth the wait. Yeah.
Are you proud of them?
I think it's really inspiring. So I
Yeah.
think for us, it's if you want something enough, you wait for it and you work hard.
Yeah.
So I'm more thankful that they've taught us that We knew it anyway, but to see it and live it, it's just inspiring.
Yeah. I can't talk about it. What she said.
Carol and Majid always intended for the tower to be enjoyed by everyone. So to mark its completion, they've invited over long-standing friends and family to celebrate, including me.
There's an army of you. I think we should raise a glass, shouldn't we? To the water tower. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Yeah, Carol and Majid always knew that this building had potential. But for them to have the will, the determination, the perseverance to keep pushing day after day for 3 years without compromising on their vision is nothing short of incredible. I can honestly say that it's been an honour to be part of their restoration journey. Has their pain and their struggle been worth it? Yes. Is this one of the greatest Restoration Man projects I've ever seen? Absolutely.